What's up, guys? Aaron here to talk about the 2 ways to deal with difficult people, because there is only 2 options available. So what are the 2 options? How do we know which one to choose? And what do we do about people who don't respond well to either one? That's what we'll explore in this video. And to get started, we need to understand what we mean by difficult people. In a nutshell, these people are toxic. They're the ones who will stab you in the back, then go run around and tell everybody why they're the ones who are bleeding. All of us have someone in our lives like that. It might be a relative, family member, a friend, someone in our church, someone we work with in the neighborhood. But there are people in our lives who are difficult and toxic to deal with. And finding out how to deal with these people, how to be kind to them when they're rude to you, how to treat them right when they treat you wrong, doesn't make you fake. It makes you mature enough to handle them. And we handle them the same way we handle the like button on the YouTube algorithm, which is by beating it and smashing it until it turns blue. I'm just kidding. Well, about them, not the like button. You can smash that all you want to. But the Bible actually tells us the 2 ways that we have to deal with difficult people. Now, for many years, I've looked at these 2 verses and thought this is the most confusing, contradictory thing in all of the Bible. But it's amazing how difficult people will teach you things about yourself and about the Bible that you never knew before you interacted with them. So here's what some toxic people taught me about Proverbs 26 verses 4 and 5, which says, "Don't answer the foolish arguments of fools, or you will become as foolish as they are." So the Bible is clearly telling us, do not respond and engage with and deal with ignorant people. But in the very next verse, it says, be sure to answer the foolish arguments of fools, or they will become wise in their own estimation. So now the Bible's telling us whenever we interact with difficult people to make sure that we address it. So what do? Do we not confront them, or do we deal with it? Well, it depends. And that's what the Bible is telling us, to use discernment, because there are situations where 1, we can confront difficult people, or 2, we can completely drop it. So when dealing with difficult people, the main question we need to ask ourselves is, how do we know which approach to take? What are some of the signs I can look for that will let me know if I'm supposed to speak to this situation and try to bring resolve to the relationship, or if I'm supposed to give up, wash my hands of it, and move on from it? Well, there are 2 really good ways to find out. And the first has to do with responsibility and blame. When you're dealing with a toxic person, no matter what they did, be ready for it. It's going to be your fault. So are you in conflict with someone who takes responsibility, acknowledging the fact that, look, we all are human, we mess up, we make mistakes. Sometimes we say things that hurt each other's feelings. We don't really mean to. Sometimes we even mean to, and we just do things that are wrong. But at the end of it all, we have the ability to acknowledge the fact that what I did was wrong. I'm willing to hear the fact that what I did to you was wrong, and I'm willing to apologize and make it right. That is not a toxic person. That is a person. That's how all of us are. If, on the other hand, you're dealing with someone who, when confronted, always has an excuse, there's always a reason why they did it, you're the one who caused the problem, they're never wrong, and they cannot see the repercussions of their own words and actions, then you are dealing with what could be a narcissist, a sociopath, a psychopath, or just a flat-out nincompoop. Regardless of what label you want to put on it, you're dealing with a toxic person. So if it's someone who takes responsibility, then it might be worth confronting. If, however, you're dealing with a blamer, someone immature and entitled who doesn't see what they're doing is wrong, then you may hit a brick wall when trying to fix it, and will always hit that brick wall, constantly being the one to come away with the headache. So wisdom says to confront the responsible people because they're able to be in a healthy relationship with, while overlooking the actions of a blamer who's entitled and too arrogant to see their own faults. Now, the second way to find out whether or not to confront someone or to overlook it is to simply understand this. Not everyone is worth your emotions. You can invest so much time and energy dating someone who's cheating on you, putting that effort into a dead-end relationship, and not using that same emotional energy to be building a relationship with someone who respects you and values you for who you are. A boss who puts the company first but also balances your interest and hears you out is a boss worth working for and investing in a relationship with. But if she's promised you 2 promotions on the side, yet giving them to other people in front of the staff, then you might be in a dead-end company investing your time somewhere where it's not going to pay off the way you hope. A non-cheating spouse spouse, a non-abusive parent or sibling, and your children are relationships worth pouring into and fighting for. But abusive ones or one-sided ones where it's a take, and never a give are not worth your energy. Quit wasting your time trying to help people who don't want to get better. Some people are worth your emotions, but not everyone is worth them. And discerning between the two is the key in knowing whether or not to deal with the difficult person by confronting them or by blowing it off and letting it go. But what happens if we try to confront the individual and it blows up in our face? If they don't receive it, if it doesn't heal the relationship, or if it's someone we legitimately care about, but the signs are telling us that it's not worth even confronting, that we should drop it. How are we supposed to handle this? Well, honestly, toxic people canceling us and removing themselves from our lives is basically like the garbage can taking itself out to the road. Okay, seriously, guys, people are how they are, and we've got to be okay with them being who they are instead of getting frustrated hoping that they become who we think they should be. I know we see the potential, we legitimately want it for their own benefit, but if a toxic person insists on drinking their own poison, ain't no sense in you getting close up to them and sipping the cup with them. Sometimes it's worth confronting, but other times it's not. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I've added some value to you if you may be dealing with a difficult person and have been wondering whether or not to confront it or let it go. It's definitely something we all deal with in life, and I appreciate you letting me walk through this with you. If you'd help me out as well and like the video if you haven't done so already, it goes so far on the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate it. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications bell so you never miss another video. And in the meantime, if you want more content from me, I'll link the books I've published in the description below. It'll take you straight to them and you can see which one best fits whatever season of life you're in right now. And if you've been dealing with a difficult person or have other ideas about how to deal with them, then share it with us in the comments below. So I totally look forward to your feedback. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.